This is our language arts for Monday, April 14th. All right, so we didn't have any language arts on Friday. We didn't get to it. So on Thursday when we read, this was the last page that we read that you were here for, Caden. We read and then drew a picture as I read it. And it was the page where the frogs come down and talk to him. The bright and small tree frog in a squeaky voice said, "Señor, a ruined rainforest means ruined lives. Many ruined lives. You will leave many of us homeless if you chop down this great kapok tree." How many frogs do you think can live in a big, huge tree like that?
A lot.
Yeah, really a lot. Yeah, I don't know how many, but a lot. All right, turn to the next page.
There are 13
Page 15. Is that right?
Yes,
Skip a page.
This is
15.
This is the animal that Kaden picked.
Yeah, this is the animal Caden saw. All right, so we're looking for the vocabulary word blended. Okay, do you guys know what blended means?
Yep.
What does blended mean?
It's like shredded up.
Shredded up? Sort of. How about you guys? Do you guys know what blended means? Okay, all right, let's read and see if we can find out.
I found it.
A jaguar had been sleeping along a branch in the middle of the tree. Because his spotted coat blended into the dappled light and shadows of the understory, no one had noticed him. Now he leapt down and padded silently over to the sleeping man. He growled in his ear, "Señor, the kapok tree is home to many birds and animals. If you cut it down, where will I find my dinner?" So what's the jaguar concerned with?
His
Ace?
food. His brunch.
Yeah, his brunch, his food, his chance to eat. If they cut the tree down and all the little animals go, is he going to have anything to eat?
No.
Not really. Okay, so we have the word blended on what page?
Page
Say again?
15.
Is it on page 15?
Page 14.
It's on page 14. Okay. All right, and then we need the sentence from the book with that vocabulary word. Because his spotted coat blended into the dappled light and shadows of the understory, no one had noticed him.
I know what blending
Do we need all of it?
No.
No.
I know what blending means now.
All right, hang on a second. What do we want to have? Because his spotted coat blended into the dappled light and shadows of the understory, no one had noticed him. What part of that sentence do we need? Hattie?
Because no one sees him.
No, we have to have words exactly from the sentence. So you need your book out. You should be looking at the sentence. We're quoting. We're putting exact words in. So what do I have to start with?
Ellipses.
I have to start with quotation marks because I'm quoting directly from the book. And my sentence starts with the word, because his spotted coat blended into the dappled light and shadows of the understory. Do I need to start with because?
No.
Nope, I don't need that in there. So I'm going to put my ellipses to start with. So what words am I going to use? He is not in that sentence.
His spotted coat. His spotted coat blended into the...
We can just have blended into. That's enough information. His spotted coat blended into. Make sure you have plenty of space between your words, please. Try not to look at mine here. You're getting your words directly from the book, okay? His spotted coat blended. That's what you're getting. That's what you're writing down. You find it? His spotted coat blended. Because you're not copying mine. You're taking a quote from our text. Okay, there's more words that end the sentence, so we have to end with ellipses as well. And then our close quote. All right, now let's talk about part of speech. Part of speech means, is it a noun? Person, place, thing. Is it a verb? Is it showing the action? Is it an adjective? Is it a describing word describing a noun? Is it an adverb? A describing word describing a verb? We just talked about adjectives in 2nd and 3rd grade grammar. We just talked about adjectives. What does an adjective do?
Tell about the thing. The person, place, or thing.
Yeah, it describes a noun. Okay. His spotted coat blended. Is blended describing something? Is it describing a noun? Blended what? No, it's not an adjective. Blended, is that something you can hold in your hand?
No.
That you can see, feel, taste, touch, or smell? Nope, so it's not a noun. That leaves us a verb or an adverb. Okay, verb shows an action. An adverb describes that action.
A verb.
His spotted coat blended. It is a verb.
Just like V.
Just a capital V period. All right. So what is this sentence telling us? If his spotted coat blended into the dappled light. Dappled means spotted light. What does it mean? Blended.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
It means it means that there was camouflage.
Yeah. When we blend something, we kind of combine it. Okay. You might blend together vanilla yogurt and banana and ice in a blender machine. And what does that do?
Make it into something real.
Yeah, it mixes it all together. When something is blended, that means it kind of is mixed together. Okay, so our definition for blended is mixed together. Okay, we put a bullet point because we're not making a complete sentence. Mixed. Mix, and then ed happens in the past. Mixed together. Okay, and Reese gave an excellent synonym. Do you guys remember what a synonym is?
I'm trying to figure it out.
It's a word that means
The same.
the same. So, because his spotted coat blended, that means he was camouflaged. Camouflaged could be a good word for blended because the jaguar's coat made it hard for him to see. Do you guys ever drive in the at this time of year? Did you ever notice as you're driving along, what color is the grass in the ditches? Brown, tan. What color is the grass in the fields? Brown, tan. What color is a deer's coat? Brown, tannish. Yeah, right? You can be driving along and out of nowhere, all of a sudden you see a deer because they are so camouflaged. Why is it important for them to be camouflaged at this time of year? What's happening at this time of year with the deer?
Because coyotes come out and eat them.
Right? The animals are starting to hunt more, right?
And the one time, I don't really know, but my dad couldn't really see a sign because the lights were off and it was like see-through, so we couldn't like see the sign.
Yeah, that can happen too. But at this time of year, deer are having their babies. In the springtime, animals have their babies. Is it important for them to be able to hide when they've got little babies? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. It's very important for them to be camouflaged. Mm-hmm. Why is it important for the jaguar to be camouflaged for the other animals to not be able to see it? Patty, what do you think?
So he can find food to eat.
Yeah, so the food that he wants to eat can't see him and run away. Right? Good. All right. When it's time for working on your own, you'll need to write a sentence of your own using blended. We've used lots of examples. Reese talked about a sign blending in. We talked about the deer blending in. Okay.
We talked about blending food.
We talked about blending food. Yep. I blended together my food. Okay. So all kinds of different options that you can use.
Next page, Andy.
Nope, packet. Next page in your packet. Okay. Our next page says how many porcupines. We're looking at our packet. Number 11, how many porcupines whispered to the man? What does that tell us? What's going to visit him next? Porcupines. What do they tell the man about the trees?
Senor.
And then we'll have a vocabulary word. What's our vocabulary word we're looking for this time?
Clinging.
Clinging. Okay. All right. So listen. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. Annotate. Okay. So as I read, you're listening for the vocabulary word clinging. You're looking for how many porcupines whispered or listening for that. And then what do the porcupines tell the man? So let's turn to page 16 and 17. Everybody there? They're probably a different looking porcupine than what we're used to. But really, have you ever seen a porcupine up close? Me either. 4 porcupines swung down from branch to branch and whispered to the man, "Senor, do you know what we animals and humans need in order to live? Oxygen. And Senor, do you know what trees produce? Oxygen. If you cut down the forests, you will destroy that which gives us all life."
I know how many porcupines whispered.
All right, how many porcupines whispered to the man?
4 porcupines.
Is 4 porcupines a sentence?
No.
No, give it to me as a complete sentence. Patty.
4 porcupines talked to the man.
Mm-hmm.
Mine, that's mine.
Yep.
And mine was, there are 4 porcupines that talk to the man.
Sure. Would there are 4 porcupines be a sentence on its own?
Yeah. Yes.
Sure. Yep. 4 porcupines. I'm gonna take Hattie's, but if you have something else, as long as it's a complete sentence, go ahead and write it.
4 porcupines.
Did you say talk to the man, Hattie?
Yeah.
Okay.
4 porcupines. 4 porcupines said "Senor" to the man.
Go ahead and get it written, please.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm going to pause. If you need to pause, go ahead. Okay, our next question is, what do the porcupines tell the man about the trees? What message are the porcupines giving the man? Ace?
Not to cut down the trees.
Well, they're all giving that message. But what specifically do the porcupines tell the man about?
Oh,
Ace is answering. Give it to me as a sentence.
Senor, please do not cut down this tree.
Okay. I don't want words directly from the book. We don't have to give that. I want you to give me in your own words what specifically were what reason were the porcupines giving? All of the animals are saying, hey, don't cut down the trees. The jaguar said, because I need food to eat, and if you cut down the tree, all of my food will go away. The frog said, if you cut down the tree, we'll have no place to live. What reason did the porcupines give?
Because there's no oxygen, we will die.
Right? Because the trees
produce oxygen.
Yep, good. Now, give it to me as a sentence. How you the trees produce oxygen is a sentence on its own. The trees, what do? Produce oxygen. You could restate our sentence. The porcupines tell the man the trees produce oxygen. How do you want to say it, Ace?
The first one that I said.
The trees produce oxygen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just realized something.
Mm-hmm.
When all of them are saying don't cut down the trees, they're basically the Lorax.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get writing. Again, Caden, I'm going to pause it so this video doesn't get so long. So you go ahead and pause it and get your answer written, and then come back to us. All right, our next question talks about the vocabulary word clinging. Did we have the word clinging on that page? Nope, so our next animal visitor will probably have the word clinging. Go ahead and turn your page. What's visiting him now?
I forgot what they're called. It's blah blah blah. I think I know how to. It's
Nope.
Arthur.
It's not an aardvark. It's an anteater. I don't know. Are anteaters aardvarks? Are they the same thing?
Know.
Maybe they're the same thing. All right. Okay. So let's read on page 18. Oh, wait, Ace is there. Are you ready?
Yes.
Several anteaters climbed down the kapok tree with their young clinging to their backs. The unstriped anteater said to the sleeping man, Senor, you are chopping down this tree with no thought for the future. And surely you know that what happens tomorrow depends upon what you do today. The big man tells you to chop down a beautiful tree. He does not think of his own children who tomorrow must live in a world without trees. All right, what page do we find clinging on, Reese?
Page 18.
Page 18. Okay. And then we need our direct sentence from the book. So find it on the page. It's within the first two sentences. First sentence. Several anteaters climbed down the kapok tree with their young clinging to their backs. How much of that sentence do we need?
With their young clinging to their back.
I like it. So there's some words before. Ellipses. With their young clinging to their backs. Find it in the book. Would you copy it from me? Ready? With their young clinging to their backs. It's quite a bit, but it's kind of all important. So find it in the book, that part of it, Caden. I'm going to go ahead and pause. You finish writing it. When you're done, you can unpause. All right. Now, how am I going to end this? Do I need ellipses at the end?
No.
Nope. Why?
Because it's the end of the sentence.
Because the sentence ends there. And because they ended their sentence with a period, I end mine with a period. And I have to make sure I close quotes, finish my quotation marks. I have opening quotation marks and I have closing quotation marks if I'm citing directly.
And I have internet.
All right, what part of speech is clinging as used in this sentence? With their young clinging to their back.
Holding to them.
Okay, I want to know part of speech. So that means, is it a noun? Is it a verb, adjective, adverb?
Verb.
It's a describing word or it's an action?
Action.
Can you cling to something?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a verb. If it's an action word, if it's something you can do, it's a verb.
Because I can cling to this table and no one will be able to cling it.
I'll have to just move it down like that for you to see. Okay, so then we need a definition. Reese was really good. Again, he gave us a synonym. A lot of times we can tell a definition by coming up with a synonym. What synonym did you come up with?
Holding onto their backs.
Holding. It doesn't have to be onto their backs. Because can you cling to your pencil?
Yeah.
Yeah, like nobody's getting my pencil. I'm going to cling to it. Okay, so again, we can use a bullet point. And we can just put our synonym, holding. So you can see, we just put our bullet point because we're not using a complete sentence. And we could use the word holding, with their young holding to their backs. Nothing. We need holding. Okay. I'm going to pause for a second again, Caden. Get it all set for the next. Okay. Again, in your seat work time, you will write a sentence of your own using the word clinging. Okay, a sentence of your own using clinging. All right, the next one says, which animal took the longest to deliver her message? So, have we had an animal take a long time yet?
No, but
Nope.
I think I know what animal it is.
What's your prediction of the animal?
I think it's a sloth.
You think it's a sloth?
Yeah.
What do you? Yeah.
For sure.
Let's turn our page and see.
Yes. Only one. Two.
All right. There's a mama and a baby. It says a three-toed sloth had begun climbing down from the canopy. What's the canopy again? Ace?
The top of the tree.
The very top. So the sloth has been up in the top of the trees. A three-toed sloth had begun climbing down from the canopy when the men first appeared. Oh my gosh. So the men got into there and she started then climbing down. And then the men talked. And then the man worked. And then the man fell asleep. And then the man was visited by animals.
And then just now.
Only now did she reach the ground, plodding ever so slowly over to the sleeping man. She spoke in her deep and lazy voice. Read it loud enough so Caden can hear.
Senor, how much is
Beauty
worth? Can you live without it? If you destroy the beautiful of
the beauty
of the forest, on what would you feast your eyes?
Good. So what message is the sloth giving us?
How beautiful
Yeah.
the garden is.
That the rainforest is a beautiful place. And if you destroy it, on what beauty are you going to look? All right. So our question though is, and this is our last one, which animal took the longest time getting to the smaller man to deliver her message? Give it to me as a complete sentence.
The sloth took the longest.
Excellent sentence. The sloth took the longest.
That does make sense.
Yep, I'm going to just start it down here. The sloth took the longest. Again, I'm going to pause, Reese, just so our video doesn't get so long.
Reese.
Caden, sorry. All right, so once you have that written, you can go back up and write your own sentences for those 2 vocabulary words, and that's it for today.